I have a few poems tonight. I'm a fan of rhymes, and Tom and I get into very big verbal spats about rhyming and poetry. But I like to combine kind of current events, Dr. Seussian rhymes and all that. So this first one's a fun little piece. I'll see if you can figure out pretty quickly who it's about. Discount immunization check. A few bad man, Aaron Rodgers of Green Bay, does things his unique, creative way. A few months ago, he said he was immunized. Turns out he's unvaccinated and getting stigmatized for putting teammates and league at risk. The retribution has been quite brisk. Sponsorship ended with Purveya Health. Frustrating, but won't dent his massive wealth. State Farm might have moved on as well. Terry Bradshaw got a spot. More they didn't tell. Against the Chiefs, 12 didn't start. Jordan Love will give Wisco joy or sorrow. Some compare A-Rod to Kyrie Irving, who from the Brooklyn Nets is swerving. While Kyrie refuses to get poked, his status was never cloaked. Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show. Cancel culture he blamed for his woe. A few times he went over the top. Quoting MLK was a huge flop. Arguing politics is a sham, golly, what system is immune from folly? Of excellent points he had a few. The central arguments were not new. Health and medicine should be apolitical. Providers who don't price gouge are atypical. About a vaccination, some are quite mean. The consistent truth we should glean in a situation worth of dramaturgy is conversation, not controversy. We must balance the need to protect and the urge to constantly correct with the privilege of personal choice. One or many should not be robbed of voice. That's number one. And there's another piece sort of inspired by recent economic events, or sort of kind of what I've gone through in this entering the job market and studying some history. So it's entitled Depression, Recession, Resignation. Homes drowned in sobs as 15 million lost jobs. Before founders exhaled, 20% of banks failed. Countries ceased to trade. People cried out for aid. After engineer lost to patrician, the New Deal made its audition. Not quite 80 years later, a recession could have been greater. 9 million lost jobs, just as loud their sobs. 10 million homes foreclosed, housing sector decomposed. As yuppies watched and waited, Lehman Brothers violently faded. Financial misdoings abound. No one punished, justice is sound. After veteran lost a visionary, the stimulus auditioned, population wary. 12 years later, another great economic event, but this one marks the commoner's ascent. Unlike the Depression or Recession, workers now are starting to question, do I work to live or do I live to work? Capitalism can drown the answer in murk. Up to 40% might change their occupation in this third round called the Great Resignation. The pandemic retaught us life is short. To lame, low-paying jobs, do not contort. And then my final poem is about for Veterans Day. My grandfather, well, both my grandfathers are veterans, and both have since passed away. This one is dedicated both personal and historical reflection. Veterans through history stages. Through all history stages, battle scenes play out. Through glossy, thick pages, men called to war remain stout, with swords and shields, across mountains and plains, across forests and fields, gripping horses' reins, with cannon and hull, under storm and clear, under pelicans and gulls, gripping helm and pier, with fuselages and bombs, over city and countryside, over calm and pogroms, gripping yoke, eggs wide, carrying burdens unknown by the citizens they saved. For years not a single moan, but awareness they craved. Outside books I came to know how my grandfather fought. On me he came to bestow the further context I sought. With gun and grenade across World War II's Western Front, across desert and glade, gripped by PTSD's hunt. Trauma reigned long after 45, yet you bravely soldiered on. For excellence you did strive, I inherit as daughters spawn. You brought sacrifice alive, showed there's always a dawn. November 11th and yonder, I pledge to you, Grandpa Keith. Veterans I'll always ponder, gripped by history's teeth.